7:54, it's time for News Extra, and brought to you by Gehring Civic Center. Here's Kevin Mooney.
Thank you, Dennis. Good morning, everyone. Dave Wolf is here from the North Platte Natural Resources District. We're going to talk about a number of things here quickly in a 7-minute time frame. The first thing we're going to discuss is the 517 LB 517 Water Funding Task Force. You guys made a couple of presentations to that task force. What did you tell them?
What we really wanted to stress was the differences for some of those producers that have not been out to western Nebraska, to show them that we are a higher elevation, we have a shorter growing season. The water difference in annual precipitation can be anywhere from 10, 15, 20 inches difference than in eastern Nebraska. And to show them some of the water management activities that we're doing, whether it be allocations, flow meters, meter maintenance, stuff like that.
Those guys have no idea what the word allocation even means back in the eastern end, do they?
In a lot of parts, you can definitely see some of the tribulations that we went through in the earlier part of this decade that they're going through now with deciding, other NRDs are deciding whether to put flow meters on. Some of them are actually considering some allocations. It's kind of nice for us because we're through that, and but it's kind of an eye-opening for them this last drought about how hard it can be when you don't have water.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is, we deal with water years that go from, we got a flood year just a couple of years ago, to the next year we get 6.9, then this year we're back up to normal. It has been such wide, varied swings over the last few years. It's incredible.
If you look at what going into Seminole Reservoir, which is the highest reservoir on the North Platte River, you went from the highest year on recorded history, and then the next year is like the second lowest. So, but that's why we have the reservoir systems. I mean, that's the foresight of our forefathers to see about that irrigation, and we need that surface water irrigation because it recharges our groundwater.
Yeah, and fortunately, it looks like this next spring, as long as we get a decent snowfall, and we're supposed to, that we would be looking pretty good for the spring.
We'll hope so. We're always checking the mountains to make sure that there's snowpack up there, and we're trying to be very proactive and see what the next year's going to come. So
yeah. All right, we'll talk more about water and some other things right after this. Okay, we'll get into your pilot project and conservation, trees, and then always recycling.
Yeah, because we took the water tour the year after that.
Yeah.
And it's just all the water that, I couldn't imagine. I mean, you sit there, that river was full.
Full, totally
all the way
full.
till November.
Yeah. We're back on News Extra talking to Dave Wolf of the North Platte Natural Resources District about water and other things. Always a kind of an educational experience for me when I have Dave on. And one of the other ththings we want to talk about is the surface water pilot project you guys are doing.
The second presentation that John, our general manager, did for the water funding task force was we have a surface water leasing pilot project that's over on Highway 92 just east of Gehring. And what we wanted to show them was an actual project that they would be providing funding for. And what we're doing is we're leasing water from a producer, taking that land out of irrigated production. He can still dry land it, he can still graze it, put it to grass. So there's still an economic value for that producer. And then we'll just put it in a recharge pit, let it percolate down into the ground, and then the purpose of it is to get that water back to the river and not disrupt the historical flows that would have normally occurred. Right now we're in the permitting process, so we're working with the Department of Natural Resources in Lincoln. We've had some very good conversations with them. It's still not a done deal, but we're still working on it. And these projects are small enough that it's something that we can do. But if we want to do a couple more of these, we're going to need to have some outside funding.
Okay, all right. Conservation trees, this is the time, right, to get that done?
Absolutely. You can call our office and talk to Craig or Roy. They're our tree guys. Our phone number is 632-2749. They'll come out and they'll look at what you want. They can give you advice on what species. This is if you want a living snow fence or just a tree line to protect your livestock, your house or whatever. And it's they're very good at what they do. A lot of experience. They'll come out for free, help plant it, and then we'll get the trees ordered, and they'll be in the around April.
Okay, all right. And then, of course, you guys made the big decision about recycling. You went to single stream recycling and a huge education project all around the schools. You said you're going to Morrill today.
Yeah, we actually had some schools contact us after the press conference. So that one in Scottsbluff about how Kathy had provided before, but they needed new bins. I'm heading out tomorrow as soon as I'm done here to talk to those kids about the importance of recycling. It's been kind of a whirlwind here. It's been very, very good because we're getting the word out and it's extremely important. So I do want to thank again Kathy Kaprinsky from Keep Scottsbluff and Gary Beautiful with helping me with this, and of course Gary with the single stream is very easy for them to do. So
yeah, it really is. We should shout out to the city of Gearing for all they do with that single stream recycling.
Absolutely.
Very easy to do, and you need to climb on board if you haven't done it already, if you're a resident or a business.
Well, and I think it's extremely important, especially with the landfill issues that we've had. That if 75% of the stuff you throw away can be recycled, you keep that stuff out of the landfill. It's just going to save us money as taxpayers and save you money as a consumer. So
That's right. That's right. Okay, very good.
All right, thank you
Thanks
very much.
You bet.